Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Coffee Time with Eva. Okay, I'm done now. Get to it, okay? Today I have a couple of things I want to talk to you guys about. The first one that I'm actually going to start with, so the first thing I'm going to start with is children, okay? Many of us are parents, and even those that are not parents, it's good to listen, because you never know, you might be having a kid next month. I don't know, maybe next year, whatever, you know what I mean? It's good to learn, being a parent is not an easy job, it's nothing easy, but God does tell us a couple of things to do, and he does give us instructions on how to really raise our children the right way, so I'm going to start by reading from Ephesians chapter 6 verse 4. It says, "Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord." So what that means is, don't be poking at your child. Don't make your child feel bad about themselves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, children have feelings too, because I know some parents out there, they just think children are just, they're small, so it doesn't matter what you do to them. No. Children have feelings too, and their feelings are equally as important, okay? So don't be poking at them and provoking them because you're bigger and you're the mom or you're the dad, and you can say all these bad things about the child and make the child feel bad about themselves. Like, no, don't do that. Really, really do not do that, because when you do that, you are destroying your own child. That's what you're doing. Okay, that's exactly what you're doing. You are destroying your own child. Okay, another verse I'm going to read is Proverbs 22 verse 6. It also says, "Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it." So what this means is, if we raise our children the right way, so from the beginning, if you set rules, okay, and these are good rules, you set boundaries, and you let the child know this cannot be done, this cannot be done, this is why it cannot be done, you set really good rules based on your morals and your principles and good things, then if you teach the child from an early age, as they grow up as an adult, they will keep a lot of those things in their hearts, and they will take it with them, because what you've done is giving them gold. Okay, you have set them up for a good life. You've set them up for good things in your life, because you've given them things that money cannot buy. Okay, good morals, good principles. You teach them right from wrong. You correct them when they're wrong. You don't join them when they're wrong. You correct them when they're wrong, but you correct them with love. Okay, there's a difference. Okay, there's a difference in discipline. Okay, you can't just be like, okay, because my kid did something bad, I'm just gonna go ham and take out all my anger from when I was a little kid on my, like, no, don't be doing that. Okay, when you discipline your kid with love, I'm telling you, your heart does not ache. Okay, there is no feeling of anger. It is like being in a state of peace, but you're also disciplining. It's like you're mad, but you're not really mad. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Okay, some of you don't. That's understandable. Okay, but some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, you're disciplining that child not because you hate them or anything. You're disciplining them for their own good. If you don't discipline your kids, the devil is right there, okay, to destroy your kids. Okay, the environment will discipline your kids. The police will discipline your kids. The environment that your kids are going to end up in is not going to be a really good one, because you have not done your job as a parent. Okay, now listen closely. I'm not saying it's easy. No, I'm not saying it's easy. What I'm saying is, do your best. Do it according to the Lord. Okay, teach them good things. Teach them all about God. Teach them who God is, so they can keep their eyes focused on him no matter what. So they can put their trust in God even more than you. So they can put their faith in God even more than you. So they can, their hope, the hope they hold on to is in God as well. Teach them that stuff. Those are things that, those are gold. That's gold. Okay, that is gold. That stuff you can't buy with money. Okay, teach them who God is. Okay, show them what Jesus Christ has taught you. Lead by example. Okay, do your best. And if you need help, God didn't say you can ask for help now. If you need help, ask for help. Pray about it. God, I noticed my kid has picked up a few bad habits. All of a sudden, my son is going to daycare, and now he's talking about, he's saying certain things other kids are saying, that is not right. Okay, because this is the thing. When you put your kids in school, when you put them in daycare, when you put them out in society, you don't know who they're going to run into. You have no idea. And you don't know how the other parent of the other children are teaching your children. Like, you don't know how they're raising their kids. So you don't know what you're going to get. When you send your kids out there, it's good to understand when they come back from being out there in society, i.e. school or daycare or whatever it is, they might pick up a few bad habits. Okay? But that's where you come into play. You got to correct it. That's just the world we live in. You have to correct your children. Okay? Correct them. Okay? Correct the bad habits that they picked up. You see, children don't pick up bad habits, knowingly or anything like that. They're innocent, you understand? So they're trying to absorb as much information and learn as much as they can. This is part of growing up. But as we all know, the world is not filled with parents that think alike. Not all parents are alike. People raise their kids however they want, and the kids go out there and they display what was taught to them at home or what is allowed, in the household. But it doesn't mean that's the same thing that is allowed in your household. Okay? You gotta correct them every time. Okay? Don't slack off now. Because I know it's tiring and exhausting, and you feel like you're just repeating yourself over and over sometimes. But if that's what it takes to get it to stick, repeat yourself. Okay. Sorry, I hate to tell you that, but you're going to have to repeat yourself over and over. If anything, it'll teach you a lot of endurance and patience. I say this because, Lord Jesus, no. I got kids, so trust me, okay? By the end of raising my kids, I think I will be a saint, okay? But you know what I'm talking about, guys? But either way, you're going to have to repeat yourself, okay? And that's okay, okay? Because you want the best for that child. You want to let them know, when their friends say profane words and use the F-bombs. Yes, I say it. Because I've seen as young as a 2-year-old saying the F-bomb. And when I heard that and I saw that child, what I felt was sadness inside. Because I'm like, wow. I don't know the parents, I don't know the situation so well, but if you're going to let your kids speak the F-bomb and the da-da-da-da-da, and the child is only 2 years old, I'm sorry. You got a problem. Okay, let's just put the kid to the side. You, the parent, you got a problem. Okay, because you don't even understand what you're doing. Okay, because a lot of people, out there saying the F-bomb and the F this and the F that and the F that, that's a good thing. Oh, it's just stuff people say. Excuse you? No. That is the language of the devil. Yup, that's right. I said it. It's the language of the devil. Okay, that is his language. Okay? God does not like you speaking that way. You think he's going to like it when you're teaching your kids that kind of stuff? Oh, no. He's never going to condone that. Okay? What is wrong with teaching your kids how to speak English without the F-bomb? Without the F this and the F in that and the you name it. Like, no. Okay? For me, when I hear those words now, because in the past, okay, when I was living in the world, and I had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, when people said the F-bomb, it didn't bother me too much. But now that I walk with Christ fully, let me tell you something. There is a cleansing, there is a refreshing that God does to your spirit, that God does to your body, to your mind, that when you hear profane language, it's like needles in your brain. You can't stand it. You're irritated by it. There is a part of you that is already rejecting it. Okay? So, I'm just letting you guys know that F-bomb thing you people doing, oh, well, you know what, it's just talking, you know, it's cool. Actually, some people think, you know, when they use the F-bomb, they sound cool. No. You do not sound cool. Okay? I don't know who told you it's cool. It's not cool. Okay? It is not cool. Okay? Because God definitely does not think it's cool. So, it is not cool. Okay, you can speak proper English. That's right. You can speak English. Okay, English. Okay, you can do it. Try not to use the F-bomb so much, because that's not helping you. You know, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help your kids, especially when you're teaching your kids that thing. You're not helping nobody. You're just setting your kids up for failure. That's all you're doing. Another thing I want to talk about is children look up to parents. Okay, they look up to us. We set the example. Okay, we are setting the example for them. Okay, our role is not just to feed and clothe them and buy them whatever they want to eat and buy them all the toys in the world. No, you can buy your kids all the toys in the world. Okay, you can buy them everything they want, but if you don't instill some good morals and principles in that child, you are setting them up for failure. And when they grow up, they are most likely going to be that one adult that you yourself can't even stand. You can't even stand your own kid because you didn't do the right thing in the first place. You looking at your grown-up daughter or your grown-up son, you know, whichever it is, and the way they speak to you is like they speak to you like trash. They speak to you like you're a stranger, like you're even less than an animal. Imagine that. That is something painful. That is painful. Okay? Especially for you, the parent. It's a painful thing to listen to your child degrade and talk to you in all sorts of ways. It's wrong. And it should not be that way. Okay, so we need to take responsibility and accountability. Okay, we need to do our best. And when you need help, ask God. God, I got all these things in my life. You know, sometimes it's hard for me to, you know, stick to the discipline. Sometimes I feel bad. I feel like I'm disciplining my kid a little bit too much. How do I make the discipline more effective in a way where the child understands what I'm trying to teach them, that I'm trying to teach them good things for their own good? Like, talk to God about these things, and He knows exactly how to talk to people. He knows how to talk to kids because He knew them before they got here. He knows how to talk to you and how to teach you because He knew you before you got here. Okay, in the end of the day, we are children of God. Okay, so if you need help from Big Daddy, you need help from God, go ahead and ask Him. God, I need help with this. I need help because my daughter is going through teenage years. Okay, my daughter is a teenager. She's 13 and all of a sudden she know everything in the world. Okay, talk to God about that. God, can you talk to Jennifer? Can you please help me with Jennifer? Because Jennifer not listening. Jennifer thinks she got it all figured out. Jennifer think, oh, you know what? My friends are my best friend. My friends have my best interest at heart. Excuse you? No, Miss Jennifer. No, Miss Jennifer. Miss Jennifer. No. Your friends are your friends, but your parent is your parent. Okay? Respect your mother and your father. Yeah? Okay? Respect them. Okay? Don't be like, okay, all of a sudden, you know, I'm 13 now, you know, I got the world all figured out, you know. Like, stop it, Jennifer, stop it. By the way, I do not know a child named Jennifer that is going through this right now, but this is an example. Okay, back to Jennifer. Stop it, Jennifer, stop it. That being said, you know what I mean? It's painful to watch your children, you know, disrespect you, especially when you know you worked so hard to give them everything, a good life, to set them up for success. And that's what happens. Ask God. Pray to God and ask Him and say, God, I need help with this. When you run into a stumbling block and it looks like, you know, you feel like you and your child are not connecting, you're not understanding each other, pray to God. Ask Him, God, where is the block? What's happening? Why this sweet child Jennifer that used to listen to her mother and father, that used to do her homework on time, that used to want to go play sports. What happened to Jennifer? Like, where is the block? Where is the misunderstanding? What's happening? Talk to him and he'll help you and he'll show you. This thing, one thing I know with God, sometimes he's not going to say a word, but he will show you. He will show you the root of the problem, where the problem is coming from. If it's a person, he will show you. If it's video games, he will show you. Okay? If it's movies, he will show you. That's right, I say movies. Okay, because there's a lot of movies out there and TV shows out there that parents allow their children to watch, not knowing what you are doing is very dangerous, because the information the child is absorbing is going in their minds, whether they are aware or not, subconsciously or consciously. It's going to affect their thinking, it's going to affect their minds. Okay, so be careful what you let your children watch, be careful what you let your children play when it comes to video games and all that. Be careful who you let your children around. Be careful, because that's the truth. We live in a world where anything can happen. Okay, God is there to protect us, but he ain't say we should just be ignorant and not cautious. He didn't say that. You understand what I'm saying? So let's work on that. You know, I know I'm working on some of this stuff too. My children are a little bit younger, but you know, I'm catching them. When they come home from daycare and they say a word mommy and daddy does not say. No. Okay, no. You will not in this household. Okay, whoever taught you that, whatever kid you're listening to that said that, no, you will go back to daycare and correct them. When they say that particular bad word, you say, no, my mommy said this. No, actually, that's wrong. No, that's bad. Let your children, okay, begin the work of the Lord. Okay, let them reject evil, even from a young age. Let them reject bad things from a young age. Allow them. Teach them how to learn good things and how to teach others good things. It doesn't matter how young they are. God can use a baby and teach a grown man, okay, something he never knew before. Okay, so it does not matter. Okay. All right, so moving on to the next thing I want to discuss. Okay, now so the first thing I'm going to do is read a couple of verses. Okay, first verse is Jeremiah 33 verse 3. Okay, it says, call to me and I will answer you, and I will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known. Okay, now the reason I'm reading this verse is because I want to let you guys know everything you see in this world, okay, it's not everything. There is more. God knows way more than what is in this world. When he says call to me and I will answer you, he's saying reach out to me and I will answer you. And he says I will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known.